be as long as this, because you don't want to just see a whole constant battle in one area for 5 minutes. You know, you want to see a snapshot of it, and then you want to see a little strategic thing that someone else has done. And that's why I'm doing it like this. Yes, dock is down. Heavy scorpions coming in here, but they're not doing a great job. They need to stay back a bit and then attack from a distance, and then they'll be able to do much more damage. However, that's going to go down in 3 hits. So is that one, and they're going to go down. I mean, they've got plenty of resources. If we have a look at the resources, so blue is on, you know, fairly decent. If he needs stone, he can easily sell some wood. Red is doing alright. Yellow is, no, sorry, green. He's got plenty of gold. And yellow has got some gold here. He's got some relics actually. So has red. Green hasn't. And blue hasn't either. So, who am I on? I'm going to go back to yellow. Plenty of attacks going everywhere. The eco side of things are doing alright actually. They've got a nice eco. Builders coming up, trying to make a bit of a push, I guess. But all of this here, you know, nice peaceful farming while the battle goes on. One thing that could happen, I mean, these villagers here have done a good job. They've made it a bit shorter here. Still the same amount of gold, I believe. Or maybe a bit more, or a bit less, I don't know. Either way, the amount of... If they could get it so that all these trade carts are behind a fortified wall, that would work quite well. Because then they wouldn't be attacked as much, or it would be a lot more difficult to attack. I think at some point, well, it won't really be soon, but I think at some point we might start to see a lot of halberdiers come out from yellow and red. I think he might start to get a bit tired of all of his war elephants going down. I think if yellow was to stop creating war elephants and started creating something else a bit more efficient, I think that would really work well in his favour. He needs to start creating a lot of halberdiers at least to get rid of the paladins that come down. I mean, they would really suffer from these halberdiers, but it's just whether he does or not. Some docks have been built down here to try and get rid of some of these markets. Now these if these galleons can stay here, we can get rid of a few trade carts like that, and that would really hurt yellow. And fortunately, I think because they got ballistas, they'll get rid of at least the majority of them. But if they can get rid of markets in place, then they can really do quite a bit of damage. I mean, one thing really that could happen, and should happen I would say, are building an archery range. I reckon he's going to create a whole bunch of archers, get some transport ships, and transport people over and just get rid of a few of these trade carts. Because that's going to really be a huge detriment. You can see the amount of trade carts down here. Okay, now let's see where the rest of the battle is. So there's not much going on there, just a capped ram. A bit of an attack here, but the halberdiers are winning against the scorpions. Plenty of galleons and a couple of cannon galleons, getting rid of that siege ram and that one as well. There was a huge battle here in terms of a bombard tower, for example, there, but they unfortunately unfortunately for red, blue won. And there's plenty going on here. Paladins trying to rush their way through into the trade cart route. But unfortunately paladins aren't the greatest of units to have, because they would just keep rushing after a trade cart, and they might hurt it and kill one trade cart in the time that it takes to go from here up to here. However, I think what needs to happen is archers, for example, with this here, for example, these arbaleths, and if they stood ground here so that they didn't move, they could take out a whole bunch of trade carts without, you know, scattering up and only allowing one person to attack a trade cart at a time. Paladins taken out there, that will go down quite easily, and that Onager will go down as well. but nothing yet is to getting this capped ram. And once this goes down, that's going to be quite bad for yellow. And he keeps ringing the bell, the signal allies. So look at that. They've just stopped. They've nowhere to go. So if I go up here, you can see they're all just going to pile up. And that's going to be a huge detriment for yellow. You can see how his gold now is only going up 1 or 2 each time. And that's because of relic gold. Now they've got rid of this, they need to get some villagers down. But here's a market actually. And, oh, another market there. So, this market's a bit more protected. I don't think it would be reached by, well, definitely not by the galleons. I don't think by the cannon galleons. But now yellow has to spend time trying to get all these trade carts to come back again. How unfortunate. So, oh, plenty of gold, wood and food, which is very nice of red. Siege onagers, I think, trying to work their way through. So if Siege onager can push their way through to here, that would be quite good. Probably a bit too many lumber camps, but if you've got the wood to build them, then that's fine with me. Siege workshop slowly going down. Paladin's going to hurt them. Nope. I wonder how much this halberdier is going to do. No, not okay. Right, a whole bunch of trade carts coming down, getting this here. These halberdiers were hoping to destroy this. I'll be interested in seeing what the stats are like, seeing how much relic gold, how many units are converted and how much was traded, because it's going to be a huge number. Okay, now it's getting a bit more interesting. Blue have managed to broken through and is starting to hurt a bit here, but one hit from that paladin easily got rid of that. Plenty of stable, so I don't think red is going to worry too much about that. But you've got plenty of attacks going on here with plenty of converted elephants. I'm surprised yellow hasn't come out with more monks to heal his own elephants. This trade cart actually came down here. I think the person accidentally went like that and went attack. But either way, markets are still working. It was 121 gold, it's now 92. That short distance can make a huge difference, but at least this gold is a bit more protected. How much gold would Greenham? Only 57. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's a shame. I thought they would get more. Oh well. Paladin's coming in once again to try and do a bit of damage here, and they're going to do some damage. That halberdier, I think, is actually on stand ground and it's just attacking anybody that comes by. Or at least it's very nearly on stand ground. I don't think it does have an attack bonus against trade carts though, which is a bit unfortunate. So we've got that happening there, but nothing is happening much to defeat this trade cart route. A bit more of an attack here. If we were to say at this stage who I think would win, I would say blue and green. I think they would do well. I mean, you've got, I think green and blue, they seem to have a better idea about attacking the enemy's trade cart route, and I think that's what they would generally try to do. And you've got all of these here, and they could easily go if you get a whole bunch of archers in. Now a bit more of an attack here. Green is chasing blue away. Green is chasing red away, I mean. But I think these are all going in for the trade cart route. Not much is happening to stop them. Bunch of halberdiers may do some damage, but if these paladins are put on defensive stance at least, then they will only attack those nearby. And some have gone down already, but that market is very nearly down actually. It is actually quite nearly down, but it shouldn't be a problem because the trade carts can go to this one here. And come on, just get a couple of the halberdiers trying to get rid of that market. These paladins here, I don't quite know what they're going to do, but I think they might try and go for the actual markets themselves. However, you got all of these halberdiers and paladin. Green and blue seem to be a bit more in touch with trying to keep their own trade route going. Plenty of barracks, monasteries, archery ranges. Actually, I haven't really seen the archery ranges. So you've got the wall being beaten down here, and if that wall can be broken down, that's a bit of a detriment for... Well, actually no, it won't really be too much because they can just run around there. But, what's happening over here? Just wood, okay. Oh, that gold was taken. Right, I'll play again once it's a bit more's happening. Right, this is the first time I've actually seen hand cannoneers and Teutonic knights. Teutonic knights, plenty of hit points, attack and armour. However, they are quite slow, so a whole bunch of arrows fired from a distance should take them out. But if there's a big bunch of Teutonic knights, yeah, the Teutonic knights will win. So we've got more trade carts. Their route is being a bit easier. Maybe a few trees could be taken down here just to make things a little bit easier. But I think if blue was to get some a cannon galleon out and get rid of that market, that would be quite useful. Wouldn't take out this market. I don't think that's quite enough range. I think that probably needs a trebuchet from there, but well, you probably could transfer a trebuchet, transport it across here and get the trebuchet down here and attack from behind. Siege rams being created in here, quite far out the way, and have been sent to there. So don't know quite what that's about. Idle paladins, but green is starting to work his way through. But it seems to be that the bombard cannons can hurt them quite a bit. So that's quite useful. That's quite useful indeed. If we look at the scores, the team score is 10,000 difference. Blue's way ahead, then green is just ahead, and then yellow just ahead and red at the bottom. So blue is probably... Well, actually, I'd say yellow is quite possibly man of the match, as it were, because he's done quite well trying to hold off, and those villagers did quite well, actually. So who's going to win? Oh, yeah, Conquistador. Halberdiers have gotten in once again, trying to get to this town centre, and what's any more? Yep, Halberdiers still trying to work their way through. Conquistador's coming down to take out the Halberdiers. That has gone, that market. If this market goes, which this siege onager may... No, it won't. That's probably going to go down, and... Oh, yeah, that paladin's going to take it out. There we go. And those monks are going to go down too. So they're going to get through here, but we've got a bit of a push gone on here, loads of Teutonic knights. Actually, okay, so who are the Spanish? So I've seen lots of conquistadors and lots of Persians, but I don't think I have ever seen any samurais, and only till recently Teutonic knights. So villagers doing a great job trying to get rid of that siege ram. Castle going on here, but still quite a big push in here. If this castle does go up, that will definitely get rid of all that's happening here. Because I think the castle will have more range, yes. 10 range and... Oh, still 10 range, so yeah, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But siege onagers coming in, taking down these buildings quite a bit actually. And... there we go. And 2 trebuchets here will take out one of these castles. It will be... Yep, they've got... what do you call it? Siege engineers. So they've got that extra range for the trebuchet. You can see how it's 17 range. I mean, those trebuchets are 17 range along with the Turks' cannon galleons well, elite cannon galleons, because they can get artillery, means the trebuchets can end up with 17 range as well. And I think those are the longest, the highest range, longest range, furthest range, I don't know what you call it, that a unit can have in Age of Empires, the Conquerors, as opposed to Heroes, but you can't really have that. Oh, if that was meant to attack that, it didn't do too well. I thought, that's really confusing. I thought Bombard Towers did a good job against capped rams and other rams, but it's not really. A cannonball on a piece of wood would break it, wouldn't it? Oh, that Paladin did well against that, but these Teutonic Knights are going in, still pushing their way in, and hand cannoneers in here. The trade route has been slightly diminished. Ah, yeah, that's why. These hand cannoneers are easily destroying a whole bunch of trade carts. If I highlight loads, they're just going down quite easily. And halberdiers in here, and yellow and red haven't really done much. Oh, and there we go. Yellow has resigned. This looks like the end of the map. That's quite a long but brilliant map. Yucatan's a very good map to play on. I rarely see it. It's a shame there's not more of it, but thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next part.